So, let's talk about the Korean cultural wave, or Hallyu, because something shifted. It's not just a trend anymore, is it? It feels like it's become this permanent fixture in global culture, and right now, it's hitting an all-time high. We're going to unpack what's fueling this new peak, and why it looks like it's absolutely here to stay.
Which brings us to the big question, right? What is actually driving this incredible momentum? I mean, why is the Korean wave stronger now than it has ever been years after it first crashed into the mainstream? Let's get into it.
Well, it really comes down to two huge things happening all at once. On one side, you've got the K-pop industry, which has this massive, strategic ambition that's playing a totally new game. And on the other side, you have the world of K-dramas, just pumping out this addictive, you-can't-look-away content.
Okay, let's start with that ambition. K-pop isn't just trying to top the charts anymore. They've been there, done that. No, the whole industry is now making this strategic, really coordinated push for what many people see as the ultimate prize in Western music, a Grammy.
And just look at the sheer scale of this. This is not one or two artists just kind of hoping for a nomination. This is a massive, industry-wide campaign. You've got some of the biggest names in the game, from established solo acts to absolute powerhouse groups, all pushing for that Grammy recognition. It's a full-court press.
And get this, they're not just aiming for some of the smaller, niche categories. The focus is squarely on the biggest prizes out there. Album of the Year, Best New Artist, Best Pop Duo/Group Performance. This is not a quiet bid for participation. This is a loud and clear statement that they are here to compete at the absolute highest level.
And all this ambition isn't just limited to the superstars we already know and love. There is a powerful new generation bubbling up, which proves the industry has a really deep bench and a very, very bright future. This isn't a fluke, it's a system. It's a well-oiled machine.
We're in what people are literally calling the season of the rookie. You have groups like Kickflip hitting #1 on a major music show less than a year after their debut, which is just a remarkable thing to do. And at the same time, you've got bands like Dragonfly proving their international appeal right out of the gate, connecting with fans at a global showcase in Japan.
And this influence, wow, it now extends so far beyond just music. I mean, when a figure like RM from BTS is being recognized as a major player in the global art market, it's pretty clear that Hallyu is shaping conversations in totally new cultural spaces, from fashion all the way to fine art.
Okay, so that was ambition. Now for the second part of the equation, that addictive, binge-worthy content. Let's look at a case study of how K-drama is hooking global audiences by taking these huge creative risks that are just paying off spectacularly.
So the show we're talking about is the Netflix hit All Your Wishes Come True. Now, it comes from the celebrated writer Kim Eun-suk, who's the creative mind behind other global phenomena like Goblin and The Glory. So right away, you know expectations were already sky high.
But here is where it gets really, really interesting. The whole story centers on this bizarre and honestly potentially polarizing pairing, a literal psychopath and a genie from a lamp. Yes, you heard me right. On paper, that's a gigantic creative risk that most studios probably wouldn't even touch.
And that massive risk? Well, it paid off, big time. Despite a concept that could have so easily fallen flat, the show became an absolute blockbuster. It hit #1 in Korea and cracked the top 5 globally. It's just more proof that this kind of bold, unconventional storytelling is exactly what audiences are craving. So, what does all of this mean for the future? All this ambition, all these creative hits? Well, it means Hallyu is moving past just creating individual hits. Now, the focus is on building a powerful, sustainable ecosystem for a continued, long-term global impact.
You can actually see this shift in mindset in major events like the Mama Awards. They're now theming their entire shows around concepts like HEUNG, which is all about sharing K-pop's collective energy and sense of solidarity with fans all over the world, really reinforcing that feeling of community.
And a super smart strategy that's cementing this global ecosystem is the rise of what are called collaboration dramas. Basically, these are productions co-created with global platforms like Netflix, which means that international appeal is hardwired directly into the creative process from day one, instead of just hoping a local hit happens to translate well.
So all this leaves us with a final thought. We are witnessing a cultural force that is constantly adapting, constantly growing, and getting more and more ambitious by the day. So the real question isn't if the Korean wave will continue to grow, it's what part of global culture it will fundamentally reshape next.